How you doing? How you doing? What's up? All right, y'all. We are officially live. Waiting for one more signal. We'll be live in a moment. Hello, everybody. Welcome in to Modern Day Bay. Yes, we are officially live. We are good. We are good. We are good on all three. All right, we're good. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Some Modern Day Bay. Hi, Jayway. I'm so excited, y'all. We about to have a great show. I'm excited. DJ Rich B's finna come in here and set us off. Hello? There he go right there. What I said. I said, DJ Rich B's about to be right here. He about to get us right and set us off. And what happened? There he is. Okay? Hashtag Elle said it. Okay? Yeah. Let's get into it. Take me through the. Okay, here we go. Why can't I hear? Hold on. Hi, Michael. What's up, you guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? Know what you told me so many times. All right, there's the sound, you guys. We got it. We are good. All right, let's do this. Modern Day Bay. Hi, Michael, my Barry, Beach Boy Matt, NY Scorpio. What's up, you guys? Welcome in, welcome in. The Modern Day Bay is about to get started. DJ Rich Beats is in the building. Y'all, let's go on ahead and lock in. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah. But I had to do what I had to do, oh mama. Yeah, man, that's the problem. I cut off the problem, so why is you wildin'? Why is you wildin'? Oh, mama. Why is you crying? I'm still alive and nobody knows, so nobody's fine. Reports, besides I just booked the resort, so we flying jets. What's the time we can check our baguettes? Don't forget. Oh, mama. Nigga wanna trip on me, so I pulled out the llama. Let's go. Nikki, I see you. Barry is in the building, y'all. Let's go. Y'all know what that song means. Yeah.
Well, it's the MDB, and that's the queendom for me. And if we all up in the queendom, it's about 11 p.m. Eastern time, where you find a whole lot of them dimes on the ass. Park the L and sit back, get different with dirty rap. Modern Day Bay is like that. Boss babe, turn the way you at. Your boy needs some advice with a little bit of laughs. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Every Tuesday, I'll be waiting on that feature. Bright purple ribbon clicking in it, they be preaching. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Bay Hive. How y'all feeling? How y'all living? How y'all doing? It is Tuesday, and tonight we are live with Modern Day Bay, the only live stream podcast exploring self-love and healthy modern day relationships. I am your hostess. My name is ELLE The Druggg, and this show is brought to you by the Scouts, y'all. All right, before we jump into anything, I want to take a moment to shout out my girl Chakra Energy. Her birthday is at midnight, okay? So if you see Chakra running around these streets, make sure you tell her happy birthday tomorrow, okay? Happy birthday, Chakra, from your MDB family, okay? Also, I want to let y'all know that this Saturday, I will be on Miss Unique's show. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you tap in, because that's where I'm going to be, all right? Now, I do want to tell y'all about some regularly scheduled content that we got going on. I do want to shout out my number one in the building. I want to shout out the new Dangerous in the building. I want to shout out Nikki 24/7. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all, okay? Let's get into this weekly content, y'all. Every single Monday, you guys can tap into Geek Out with Casper. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then, of course, we have Empowerment with Nikki 24/7. That's at 11. All of this is Eastern Standard Time, you guys. On Tuesdays, we have this thing called Tag Tour Tuesdays. It's whenever we go to Tough Talk Tuesday with Top Bad Jokes on You at 9. And then we run over to Talk to Me Nice with Top Badge Double L at 10. And then, of course, you already know you got to be right here at 11 for Modern Day Bay. All right. On Wednesdays, you guys can tap into Sauce Sessions with Gatsby D Sauce. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And while you're there or while you're not, make sure you say hi to Bunny, okay? Because Bun be in the building, okay? Hey, Bunny. How you doing, girl? All right. On Thursdays, make sure you check out one of my new favorite shows, okay? It's called A Gangster and a Gentleman. It's with The New Dangerous, and it's with N4W Toxic. It comes on at 7 p.m. It's over in The New Dangerous stream, so make sure y'all go check it out, all right? After that, you can tap in with Poly Talk with Gatsby D Sauce, Rainmaker, Bella, all of them, the crew. They be over there at 10 p.m. on Thursdays, okay? So make sure you tap in. On Saturdays, you guys can get with Miss Divine for Divine Living at 11 a.m. On Sundays, you can tap into The Code on TikTok. This month, it will be in Nikki 24/7's live. So make sure you tap in at noon over there. And then, of course, Pen Flow, the only featured poetry workshop on the Tagged app, comes on Sundays at 9, and that's how you need to close out your week. So, period. That's what we doing, okay? Number one, I see you. Thank you. I want to give a big shout out to, you see all those people with those beautiful like highlights around their name? Yeah, I want to shout them out because those are my bosses of the week. My bronze crown is Top Batch Casper. Shout out to you. I see you. Thank you, number one. The silver crown is the new Dangerous. Dangerous is in the building as well. Shout out to him. And my gold boss of the week is Top Batch Double. He will be here. He ain't got no choice because he's on the show tonight, all right? Shout out to Double for being that number one gold boss of the week. Tata, I see you, girl. Hey, mamas. I want to give y'all a reminder, okay, to follow us on Instagram at Modern Day Bay Podcast, okay? Make sure y'all tap in. If you're interested in sponsoring an episode, a season, a segment, whatever, get with me. We've got packages for that, all right? And shout out to the VIP private jet, Dangerous. I see you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. And I want y'all also to subscribe to the podcast. It's available on all your favorite streaming platforms. All right. We be on everywhere. So just tap in. All right. Wherever you be at, we be there too. So just tap in, period. Also want to give a special thank you and shout out to our team, Barry Brule, our booking manager, King Lido, our tech support, Tuwag CEO, our media sponsor, and our videographer, and of course DJ Rich Beats, our in-house DJ and music sponsor. So be sure to fave them when you see them. All right. And make sure you book with them too, okay? DJ Rich Beats is going to be back at the end of the show, but right now we're going to say goodbye because we're going to get into this content. Are y'all ready? I'm ready. Is y'all ready? I'm ready. Yeah, he'll be back at the end of the show to close us out, though. Don't worry, y'all. Okay, you'll have another opportunity to fave up DJ Rich Beats. Shout out to everybody in the stream. Shout out to y'all. This is Modern Day Bay. Happy Tuesday, y'all. How y'all feeling? Happy Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is Modern Day Bay. This is the only live stream podcast exploring self-love and healthy modern day relationships. My name is ELLE The Druggg, and we're about to get into this content because I can't wait anymore. Okay? I'm excited. So, tonight's episode is called When the Spark Ain't Enough, right? Instant chemistry versus growing connection. That's what we're getting into tonight. So, we're diving into a conversation that every dater has wrestled with at some point, chemistry versus connection. We talk about both like they're interchangeable, but are they really? Chemistry is that instant spark, the energy, the excitement, the pull. It's the thing that makes you lean in without thinking twice. And then there's connection, the emotional bond. The alignment, the feeling of being understood and safe, the part that builds itself over time. But which one truly matters more? Which one lasts? Hi, Stimmy. Which one actually leads to healthy, fulfilling relationships? And why? Is chemistry something you either feel right away or you don't? Or can it grow from a slow, steady connection? And on the flip side, can strong chemistry eventually deepen into real compatibility? Or does it burn out if the connection isn't there. Tonight isn't about choosing which one is better or one over the other. It's about unpacking what each one brings to the table, what we prioritize, and what really serves us in the long run. So grab your snacks, pour your wine, and buckle up, Buttercup, because it's time for Modern Day Bay. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to bring up that guest co-host. Is y'all ready to meet who's having this conversation with us tonight? Is y'all ready? Ooh, Dragon. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, y'all. Tonight, it's about chill vibes. It's about good conversation. So I decided to bring out one of the homies who keeps the chill vibes and good for conversation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Dragon. That's crazy. I love it. As a well-known admin, singer, graphic designer, and member of the GQRK family, this woman is busy. All right, so we are lucky to have her with us tonight. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to this conversation, there was only one way to go. Y'all, drop those ladybug emojis in the chat. Chat. Let's throw that thing on yoga mat. Chat. I need y'all to drop those ladybugs in the chat. Yeah. Let me see them ladybugs. Let me see them. Let me see them. Let me see them. Yeah. Y'all give it up as we welcome the one and only. It's J-Way. Hey, girl. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good. I'm here.
Yes,
We're here.
period.
Thank
Hello?
you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here for
Yes,
sure.
absolutely. We're excited to have you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We had to get turned up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Bring you in the right
Okay.
way.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes,
first of
ma'am.
all, welcome to the Modern Day Bay. You want to tell the people a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Okay, for those that do not know who I am, it's J Way, your favorite inconsistent, consistent streamer. Okay, catch me where you can. I'm like the gingerbread man. Okay, follow me on the TikTok app. Okay, I am on the road to 1,000 followers, so get me there. Okay, um, like Elle said, I am an admin for a lot of your favorite top bad shows, feature show and unfeatured shows. So tap in with me on the IG. I do flyers. If you need a flyer done, tap in with me there. And I sing. So if you need a performer, yeah, hit the IG. I'm always busy, booked and busy, and I love what I do. Yes,
Period.
I can sing.
She says she can sing, she can get you the flyer for her performance, and she can book
All
you.
of that.
Okay? She can do all
All
of
of that.
that. Period. We love it. We love it. I love it. All right. So, since you do so much, what can people expect to see from you in the upcoming weeks?
Um, booking shows for upcoming shows. I am looking for people to be on a auction with Inez, coming up soon in December. So tap in if you want to be on that.
Is that the
I'll get
old
you more.
Hollywood one? Old Hollywood
Yes, it's a
Glamour?
old Hollywood glam. Yes,
Yeah.
it's makeup and costume. So if you want to get into that and need more details, hit me up on IG for that. She is looking for females and males. So any men that is just wanting to show their old Hollywood glam in a male style, step outside of your element. Tap in with me there. She's looking for some. She's not expecting a lot, but it will be nice to get a few.
Period. Period. Y'all heard her. Tap in, tap in. Lots of stuff going on, lots of opportunities.
Hmm.
Mr. K is in the building. What's up, K? I see you. All right, perfect. So, um, I ask a question to every single guest co-host that comes on the show, and that question is in one word. What is the one characteristic you need in your modern day bae?
Mm, loyalty.
Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Period.
Loyalty.
Okay. She said what she said. That goes into that other conversation we be having, love versus loyalty. We already know what J-Way's
Mm-hmm.
picking. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. Period. So let's get into this conversation about the topic tonight. We're talking a little bit about chemistry versus connection. Um, I feel like I feel like a lot of times, when it comes to I think a lot of times we mistake, myself included, chemistry with connection. A lot of times we think that if we have chemistry with someone, we have connection with them. And that's not necessarily the case. So I want to get
Right.
into it a little bit tonight. I'm excited to kind of unwrap this conversation with you. But I do want to know, just to start off, how do you define chemistry versus connection? And what do you feel is the core difference between the two?
Well, for me, chemistry, I feel like is that love at first sight feeling, like that instant. Oh, I have a attraction to you. That's what I feel like is chemistry. Connection is something that I'm learning more about you. I have the attraction. Now who are you? What do you bring to me? In words of lifestyle, you know,
Mm,
how can you add to what I already have established? So that's
mm.
what I look at as connection, building a foundation. Can we take this from just being chemistry to now we have something stronger than that can't be broken?
Okay, period. So for you, chemistry is kind of like the stepping stone into connection. Like you have the
Hmm.
chemistry first and then you kind of take it into the connection.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, I'm not mad at it, period. All right, so when do you think, I'm sorry, when you think about relationships that you've had or the ones that's lasted in your life versus ones that maybe haven't lasted as long, um, what did you have more of, connection or chemistry? And what did that mean for you? Like, did that mean that that was more important for you, or is that something that you specifically need in your relationships for it to work, or maybe you needed the opposite because you didn't have it? Like, what's your experience in that?
So I feel like I had more chemistry relationships than connections.
Mm,
And I say that because I went more off of a lustful eye than what my heart really and truly needed. And I just went based off of, oh, I got somebody. And I was satisfied with the fact of saying, oh, I'm in a relationship with somebody. So I can say I'm not single. And so once I started to grow maturely and spiritually, I looked past that to get the connection that I truly needed, that not only satisfied me mentally and physically, but also spiritually too. So I desire more connections than chemistry, but chemistry definitely is um the glue that's needed to start any relationship, especially even
yeah.
friendships.
Yeah, yeah, right. Okay, I like that. I like that. Um, See, it's interesting because I feel like how do I explain this? For me, I can have a conversation with almost anybody. Like I'm pretty
Hmm.
easy to talk to. I'm pretty like, I can find like little things to talk about, whatever, whatever. Um, so I think a lot of times because I have regular conversations with so many people, I don't often encounter chemistry. And so whenever I do, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. It's almost like because I don't see it often,
Hmm.
I tend to mistake it for connection. Like, oh, we are instantly like we have this connection. But that's something that I had to learn because I think for me, in my past, a lot of things were based on chemistry rather than connection because it just
Okay.
like felt what, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is this, we go back and forth, we da 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 da. But, that connection, that alignment is really, really important. And a lot of times the chemistry feels good, right? Um, so you mistake
It
it,
feels
yeah, for
comfortable.
it feels comfortable, which can be mistaken for safety, right? Like
Hmm.
comfort versus safety, that's a whole nother
Right.
conversation, but y'all see where I'm going with it. Okay, okay.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's super interesting, but I'm glad that you had that experience and you like because I would that took me a minute to be like I don't understand how do we were vibing so well like I don't understand but yeah chemistry is not connection you know what I'm saying
Yeah.
and chemistry is not necessarily mean uh chemistry is
But the
usually an
chemistry's there.
experience right We know we
Mhm.
say about experiences, you don't get to keep them, right? They're short lived. It's something you go through really quickly because it's an experience. It's not a lifestyle. But
Mhm.
okay, okay, perfect. So one more question I want to ask you before we bring up the Boss Bay panel and they get ready to come on upstairs. Um, for you, you've kind of addressed that overall connection is more important to you, but if you like, are you willing to try to build connection with someone if you don't have chemistry? Basically, is is connection that important for you when you're first getting to know someone, or do you need to have that chemistry first?
Mm. Old J-Way would look at the chemistry side first of it. What is the instant attractions? Your um your height, your build. That's what I would have initially looked at. And that's chemistry to me. Now as I'm 28, I look at it as what are your life goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? Do you have kids? What is your financial goals? Because I'm in that state of mind to where now I'm ready to start building. I don't have any kids. So
Right.
I can start building the foundation that I want to now that I'm more financially stable to do so. So now I'm looking for a partner who is not only on that same path, but even if you're there just a little bit ahead of me, great. If you're not, okay, let's get there together. That's what I'm looking for now. So that we're on the same page, that there's no misconstrued of anything, or um, nobody's wasting anybody's time. Like I said, I'm 28.
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood for playing any games with anybody, and I'm just over it. So I'm at the point where I'm now trying to set myself at a standard
Hmm.
and keep myself at that standard no matter what.
I know that's
And
right.
allowing or bringing in a partner who has that same standard mind as me. So that's why I stand at it on it.
I love that. I love that, and I think
Yeah.
that's definitely shows growth and elevation and moving into a more serious role in life, right? Like I'm here for it, girl. We cheering you on over here, okay?
Yes.
Period.
Okay. Yes.
Y'all, if you are just tapping in, this is Modern Day Bay. I'm about to bring up the Boss Bay panel, but there was a comment that I wanted to talk about in the comments, and it was a new dangerous. Dangerous said, that um the way that we're framing this, it makes it seem like you can have connection without chemistry. And so,
Mhm.
just to take it back to like the beginning, I wanted to make sure that I defined these clearly for this conversation because I do see where that would be like, okay, there's overlap in that. I do agree with that for
Right.
sure, especially if we're thinking about chemistry as a scientific term, the way that it is, naturally.
Right.
Um, but I think the distinction here, at least for the sake of this conversation, is understanding that just because you have like banter with someone, or maybe because you have chemistry about something, right? Or even if you do
Mhm.
have chemistry, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be um um the alignment that you need, right? Because
Right.
you can have chemistry without being aligned. You can have chemistry and it can feel good without it actually being something that's like you're building towards. And so that's kind of how we framed it. I definitely understand why how there's some overlap in
Mhm.
the definitions naturally for sure. And that's a great call out. The reason why we did that is because, well, this is based on some of the things that I've experienced. I've absolutely mistaken chemistry for long standing potential. And I think that that might be part of this conversation is how chemistry can kind of trick you into believing in potential, right? So, um, I don't know. We're gonna see where the conversation goes. I'm so excited for
Mhm.
you all to be a part of it. Jayway has a strong opinion, so I'm excited for her to get in on it. I'm excited for the Boss Bay panel, and of course the comments. Please keep bringing those comments through, and we will continue to address them. If I can work them into the conversation, I surely will. Someone named Walter is in the box. Okay. Where's the Boss Bay panel? Let's go, Boss Bays. We got I don't know if I've seen the third Boss Bay panel up in here. Panelists. I did see. Oh, yeah, look. Look, there they go. There they go. There they go. I love them so much. Oop, nope, not verse. Hold on. And here we go. Yes,
Right there.
sir. There they go.
Happy.
Hi, Boss Bay panel. How y'all? Y'all
Hello.
make my heart happy. All right, y'all. We got the Boss Bay panel in the building this week. We have the host and creator of several shows, including the tag featured show That Ain't Your Homie, tag top streamer Big Double in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. All right. We also have the host and creator of the tag featured show Empowerment. All right. It comes on Mondays at 11 p.m. And this is my girl, so y'all make sure y'all fave her. Nikki 24/7 is in the building, y'all. Shout out to her. And of course, we have the host of Tough Talk Tuesday. All right. It is tagged top streamer Jokes on You in the building. Shout out to you guys. Thank y'all for being here. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? How was y'all week? All of that. Hi, nephew.
I'm feeling good. I'm in a good mood. You feel me? I'm blessed. You feel me? I'm ready for the great conversation today. But it's been a good week, good vibe. So yeah, we're here.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, this week it's been good too, y'all. I woke up to a snowstorm, so I don't know how good the rest of the week gonna go, but we gonna see. Okay. All right. So we talking about chemistry versus connection. We talking about kind of that initial like spark versus what it takes to maintain it. Kind of that direction tonight. So let's just jump right into it. What role does chemistry play for you when deciding whether to pursue someone further or not? Is chemistry like one of those things that has to be there, or is there a slow burn thing that y'all are into? Talk to me. Let me know what y'all thinking. Mama Casper, I see you, girl.
I mean, chemistry definitely has to be there. It's like a little spark that you need to kind of jumpstart a connection, right? It tells me to pay attention to this person that there could possibly be there. It's like, a little hint, little breadcrumbs. Um, so chemistry definitely plays a part because if there's nothing there, if there's nothing for my imagination, if there's, I'm not going to be intrigued, I'm not going to ask questions, I'm not going to do anything actually. You're going to be like a non-factor. So
Yeah.
for me.
It's chemistry, what we have in common, but it's also what is going to help us keep this thing going. You feel what I'm saying? So if there's no chemistry between the two of us, there's no reason to do it at all.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
What you thinking, Joe?
Mm.
I mean, I think I agree with everybody. I think most people feel that way. Like you're trying to talk to somebody, or if you see somebody's trying to talk to you, you're gonna look at them, and in that moment, you're gonna find out there's some chemistry real quick. And if there is, then you start to look into it a little bit more. So, but you have to have it, and like Double said, and like Nikki said, it helps keeps the heart go fonder. You need that little spark, like she said.
Mm. So I'm wondering, like, is I guess because I hear you, but I also hear that people say that about like physical attraction, which just because you're physically attracted to someone doesn't mean you'll have chemistry with them. So is like the physical aspect a part of that, or like are y'all just saying like once you are initially attracted and then you have that like if there's like banter go back and forth, that's what would keep you intrigued type of thing? Is that what y'all are saying?
I mean, it has to be something there for us to have a conversation to begin with.
That's true.
So something has to happen for me to say something, or for you to say something, for something to be exchanged, for there to be engagement. So some type of a chemistry
Hmm.
back and forth, a banter
Mm-hmm.
has to happen. You can't have one without the other. It doesn't make sense. There has to be something that pulls me to you, or you to me, for
Right.
there to be any type of interaction, or it. I mean, you can call it what you want, but If I don't like you, and if there's nothing that there's about you that I don't like, there will be no conversation, no purpose for me to even entertain anything you got going on. If there's nothing from the initial meeting that I don't like, that's just me personally. If there's something that I don't like about you personally, or in the little conversation that we have, I feel like it's not gonna go further with me.
Mm. No, that makes sense. I get that.
Did you say there could be connection? What
So that's just like my next question. That is literally my next question. Have you ever experienced a strong connection with someone you weren't initially attracted to? Like, because there is this thing as like a slow burn, like the edible effect, right? Whenever it's like, okay, maybe you like get a taste of something and it's not like what you necessarily wanted, but then like after some time, you
mm,
realize that it's, you know what I'm saying, you got this little head high
no,
going on. No, nothing.
that never happened to
That never
me.
happened to
But
you.
I never been. I have never developed a chemist. Nah, like I've definitely been connected to people and their cool vibes and all those other things. But the chemistry that I'm kind of referring to, like it doesn't just like a slow burn type of thing. I've been like, yeah, you cool, we're connected. I get it, you dope, all of that. We can be connected emotionally, we can be connected through values, politically, whatever that is. But it's never crossed over to that chemistry side. But I've definitely had chemistry with somebody, and then the connection. I'm like, nah.
But it also sounds like you've had connection without having chemistry based on what you just described.
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, but I've never had like this connection with somebody who didn't. I've never developed a chemistry, I guess.
Right.
Like not an attractive, like attraction, like relationship type one. Oh, like I've never done that before. Where it's like, oh, you're just around long enough, and I got to know you, and all of a sudden, no, that's never happened.
Yeah.
For me. But I can definitely say something like, yeah, no.
All right, so I'm gonna flip it, right? I'm gonna flip it. I've 100% been the annoying friend that has stressed a woman out until she fell in love with me.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? For sure. You know what I'm saying? It starts off with, "Huh, you so silly," and "ha ha ha," and the next thing you know, it's like, "Oh my God, like, what? When are you coming around?" Right? So it's happened. Yes, it's just it's a real thing.
I would argue the chemistry was there though, and
Yeah.
the person just didn't
It's there
act on
now.
it because they
It's
thought the connection wasn't going to be long term.
it's there now. Steve Urkel effect all over again.
It's there now.
I
Poor
don't know
Laura.
what to say.
Look, Nikki, poor Laura.
Right?
So
Wow.
I think you gotta have that chemistry, and I think that it's possible for sure. Like Double said, people go through things sometimes, and then they switch up. You got to put people in certain situations. They get real. They're tight real at first. They're real tight, and then like you said, L, real nice to talk to, real easy to talk to. And next thing you know, like Double said, that's all she wrote.
Mm-mm.
All right,
Heck
so
no.
let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Let me make it real. Let me make it real, right?
No.
If not you specifically, right? If not you specifically, have you ever heard of anyone who's dated or fell in love with somebody that wasn't their type?
No. They're
Yes,
lying. They're lying.
That's the
They're
same
not.
thing.
They're not
Thank,
telling the truth
I
for real.
have.
For
thank you,
real.
Jay.
I
Thank you,
I
Jay.
have
Thank you, Jay.
literally. I
Thank
was
you.
in a relationship with a guy for 7 years who I knew I was not physically attractive to. I was emotionally attracted to him.
Connected,
Clock
The
that. Clock
connection was
that.
but
there,
they didn't have chemistry.
but
Are
the
you still with?
chemistry,
Are you still with him?
no,
Exactly.
ma'am, absolutely
Exactly.
not.
That's
It
my
wasn't because
point.
the chemistry fell off. It's because he cheated. That
But
that
it's also the chemistry was really never there if you're honest with yourself.
It wasn't. And I was
See,
young and I was
see,
dumb, and it went from high school to college.
the
And so
chemistry wasn't that she was like, I'm not attracted, but I'm gonna
no,
still do
nowhere,
this.
nowhere close. He
But
looked
that
like a
begs the
Stevie J
question, if the chemistry
lookalike.
had been there, do you think that the connection wouldn't have broken and he wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I, I think it
Mhm.
still would have, because he still was a cheater at the end of the day.
mm,
So it wasn't about
no,
the
chemistry won't fix
connection.
that, baby.
Right, chemistry won't fix a cheater. If you're a cheater, you're a cheater. So um if it's in you, it's in you, and there's he was black and Hispanic, so we're not even gonna go there. Um, so if you're a cheater, you're a cheater. It's in you. So there's nothing that I can do or anybody else can do besides you to change that. So
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a
it
great
wouldn't have made a
question.
difference.
Dangerous in the
It was.
comments said, "Does it have to be explosive to be chemistry?" I mean, that's
No.
what I think of
Mm-mm.
because like the rom-coms and the things that we see and we're right, but like does it have to be cuz like chemistry to me is like that jolt. Chemistry can be subtle. So y'all okay, so y'all have experienced the subtle chemistry? If I have, I
Yeah.
don't know, I haven't
It's,
recognized it.
it's, it's like you gotta, it's what you do together. You gotta go through some stuff and go
Mm-hmm.
out and see how you interact in certain situations. Maybe you're expecting a person to react a certain way and they surprise you. And then, you say, "Oh, I didn't know this person was like that," and then you're intrigued, and so it sparks even more. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be put in those different scenarios. You have to be willing to play that game. And sometimes, people say they're looking for that connection, but their eyes say chemistry. So, we just have to
Mm.
figure out which one's more important before the show is over with.
Bars. Those are bars.
Yes. Look,
True.
jokes is like, come on, El, we got to get to the main question here. You ready? Jokes don't
Nah,
read
you
me
are too,
like
by the way.
that. What you doing? Y'all, if y'all just tuning in, welcome, welcome. What's up? This is Modern Day Bay. My name is ELLE The Druggg. We got J Way in the building. She is our guest co-host this week. And of course, we got the Boss Bay panelists. Double Nikki and Jokes are in the building this week, y'all. Make sure y'all fave everybody in the box. This is a wonderful cast here, a wonderful panel. So make sure y'all fave them and get with them on their individual content as well. Um, all right, so that kind of goes into the next question. And Nikki kind of touched on this, right? Where it was like, no, the chemistry was there, right? The connection was kind of built. We've kind of all been saying that. That leads me to the thought process that chemistry is natural, connection is
Mm.
intentional.
Mm.
How do we
Mm-hmm.
feel about that? Chemistry is
Mm.
natural, connection is intentional.
That's bars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bars.
Connection is about aligning the
Right.
certain things in your life with the other person. That alignment, I think. That's good.
It doesn't feel
Yes.
forced. Chemistry doesn't feel forced. It's something that you automatically feel.
Mm.
Connection is something that's built over time,
It's an
that's
investment.
learned, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's wow. Yeah, that's a powerful statement.
I like that.
I
Okay.
think that
Okay.
go ahead, though, go
No, do
ahead.
your thing, brother. Do your thing.
I was gonna say, like, you know, sometimes you can learn things and you can develop chemistry.
Hmm.
That can be a spark. You can't shut people out just because they don't look exactly or they don't do exactly what you expect or want them to do at that time. Because what if those people only do what you see them do and that's all they can do? And they can't learn anything else. Is that going to be okay? Are you going to be not going to get bored with that? So, yeah, it's a natural, chemistry is natural, but that connection, you could be naturally connected to people just because of beliefs and how
Hmm.
you or put yourself in different spaces in routines. So I think that you can develop that. I think it's a little, we can add more to that.
You think you can develop chemistry?
Mm.
Like,
I believe it. No,
ah,
I believe you can develop chemistry because as long as people are willing to change, you know what I mean, a little bit, you got to be willing to say, okay, I'm not perfect, but I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on that. So why can't we work on chemistry? Why
Mm.
can't we work on being what the other person wants in the morning instead of just expecting they want to be that? Like, why don't we just start getting up and pushing ourselves in a different way to try to make that chemistry? You
because
can
I
do
think
it.
everyone's
Okay.
mask
Okay.
eventually falls off when you get comfortable, when it gets tough, when it gets rough. If you are not who your authentic self is, eventually that mask is gonna, that facade, that's gonna fall away. So if you just get up in the morning doing something because I like to do it, or you're trying to, you know I like it, but you're only doing it not because that makes you happy to do it for me, because you want something from me. I
Hmm.
think that eventually, when the relationship gets hard, when life gets hard, when whatever, that is going to fall off. That facade is going to fall off. If you don't have that natural chemistry, that natural urge, that whatever to do, whatever it is, I don't know.
So
It's
what? So
new, so
what about it?
maybe.
Hmm.
What about me getting up in the morning making breakfast is not about you making you happy? You think I want to get up in the morning early and not thinking
If
about
you
you?
don't want to, I'm telling you that after 30 years of doing it, you're gonna be like, you know what, I'm not doing it, and then it's gonna show. At one point, it's gonna crack that facade,
Hmm.
right? Like if I'm a natural charitable person and we weren't even in a relationship, but that's just who I am, and I get up in the morning and make breakfast anyway, right? And then you like that, right? And I continue to do that. Like that's not gonna be this weird thing in the relationship because that's who I am. That's what I like to do.
No, no. Yeah, you might. All right, so let me. Can I say one thing? I was dealing with a person. She was the morning person. She got up at 5:30 in the morning. I worked late, so I got up a couple of hours after her. So she did the breakfast thing. I did the dinner thing, and it worked. It was no problems. She never complained about it, whatever like that. But like, if you're waiting for somebody to fail, there ain't gonna be no connection.
Mm.
Right. But see, if you just all of a sudden started trying to be a morning person for her,
Mhm.
I thought she liked that, and she did. So she, you
oh,
know what she did? She started coming to some of my gigs off the late night, even though she's a teacher, even though she had to get up really early in the morning, even though I was trying to help her grade papers. She knew because
oh,
I got up and did that a couple of times, she could hit a
mhm.
couple of those gigs. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I feel what you're saying. I think we're probably conflating like connection a little bit, but that I do think that if you don't have a natural chemistry and it's a
Yeah.
forced chemistry in the long run, that would be a
Mhm.
hard thing to keep for a long term
I
relationship.
do agree with that.
All right, so bars, both of y'all going crazy. Um, Connection, right, and chemistry, both should be worked on, but they both
Mhm.
come naturally. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm,
So
Right.
mm,
if I like you and you like me, right, that's automatic chemistry right there. You feel what I'm saying? But for us to build on that and work on that, that's the connection right there too. You feel what I'm saying? There's some really dope comments down there too. By the way, so this is some really dope comments down there. But yeah, you have to work on both of them for either one of them to work. And yeah, that's really that. Mm.
right.
Mm.
Look at that.
Mhm.
Chemistry draws, connection keeps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a
I don't think
lot.
yeah, I don't think you can force chemistry either. You can force connection, but you can't force chemistry.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good now.
I,
Right.
I totally agree with what Nikki said. Like, um, my grandma used to say this phrase all the time: "You can't fake the funk for so long; it's gonna start to stink."
Mm,
So, you can only take so much of what you allow. You know what I'm saying? So, if you allow for this person, or you are allowing this to continue, this is just on you. That's on you. Tell the truth. If you
mm-hmm.
don't like what's going on, tell them. Especially if this is your person or the person that you want to be with, then it shouldn't be hard to have a conversation. If the chemistry is there and the chemistry is real, a conversation won't be hard. If the connection is being forced, then the conversation and the chemistry is fake.
Mm,
And see, I would argue that having those conversations is what builds connection and what
Mm.
deepens the chemistry, right? Like I
mm-hmm.
feel like because for me, and again, this is just like my little what I think of it, what I think of when I hear it. Like I do think of a spark when I think of chemistry. I do think of like uh an energy that is experienced that you don't get all the time, right? Um, but I do think that in order to maintain that connection is necessary. I don't think that you can and I think that what happens if you don't have connection but you do have chemistry or if you allow that chemistry to like to imitate connection, and that's really what my issue is in this whole conversation, is that that was something that I had to learn, that chemistry doesn't mean instant connection, or maybe alignment is a better word to use in that sentence. Because I would think that, like, okay, well, since we vibe so well, like we're connected. And while that was, I guess, a form of a connection or something that allowed us to like enjoy a moment or whatever together, that doesn't necessarily mean that overall, like, that's going to be something that's lasting. That's not enough for something sustainable, right? Um, and for me, that was how I got wrapped into. I said this a little bit earlier on the show, but that was how I got wrapped into um, falling for potential, right? Or believing in potential because I believed in the chemistry and mistook that as true alignment. So I
Mm,
really had to learn the difference between the two. So honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to answer that question jokes tonight about which one is best or which one's better and all that stuff.
mm,
It comes down to what you prioritize and things like that. I certainly have my opinion, but
Mhm.
the main thing that I really want us to take away is like the difference, right? Or even if it's, I'm the terms are a little bit weird because they do overlap technically, right? To a degree. And maybe that's good too because there is overlap. It's like a Venn diagram. Like there is some overlap, but there's also clear distinctions and differences as well. So I think for me it's just important that we have this conversation and really talk about what makes them different so that we can understand what we're dealing with when we're in it. Um kind of is kind of what I was one of the things that I think I'll say like this, that would have helped me a couple years ago understanding the difference
mm,
between the two a little bit better. So,
Mhm.
um, but I think that everybody makes really valid points. I really don't know. I know what I've experienced, but I mean, I'm super interested in like the subtle chemistry that we were talking about a little bit earlier that was mentioned in the comments, and like I don't know if we have an example of that. I've never experienced like a subtle chemistry except for like I mean like what like a spark if you accidentally bump hands with somebody, like static electricity, like what is I don't know what is like a subtle chemistry. If do y'all have it? Do y'all what is that?
So
Okay.
every time you have a sneaky link situation, super subtle. You feel what I'm saying? You know that the feelings might be there. You know what I mean? You know they might develop more than they should. You feel me? But you gotta hold it down. You gotta hold it down. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a real good example.
mm.
See, I would argue that there's a lot of chemistry with sneaky links. Like a lot. Like it don't
Mhm.
be so like that be you gotta pretend it's subtle. You can't let everybody else see it, but like
That's a good
that
point.
be
Right.
I
booming.
might be wrong. I might be
That be
wrong. That's a good point.
booming.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
That be booming.
Mm,
Subtle like honey pack you consume before the link. Oh, why did I
Right.
read that out
You read
I
loud?
that out
don't
loud.
know. I don't know.
You read that out loud. That's
Lord
crazy.
That's
Jesus.
I
crazy
read that in my head.
dangerous.
Yeah.
I read it in my head.
I'm glad y'all did. I did not get the memo. That's insane. Shout out to the honey packs, okay? HPN.
uh,
Shout out to the HPNs. Like, no. Just kidding. All right. So let's get into this last question here. Y'all, if you are just tuning in, this is Modern Day Bay. We wrapping up the conversation about chemistry and connection tonight. But I want to hit you guys one more question, and that is what signs tell you someone is trying to build a real connection with you versus just enjoying the chemistry, right? Because chemistry, it's there, it's not, it's undeniable. Okay, cool. But how do you know that someone is actually really making the effort to build that connection with you?
Mm. I'll say this. What I have learned is that if someone, I have seen all too many times where people, for me, in my experience, that the chemistry has been there and they're just riding off this chemistry and they don't. If you want a connection with me, I think you have to know who I am. And I can really tell now at this big age that I am how many people don't actually take the time to ask you questions about yourself,
mhm.
Mm,
like at all.
Real
And
talk.
you could talk for hours, you could talk for weeks, you could talk for months. And you just actually sit back and listen to what they're talking to you about. And a lot of times it could be about them. And that just right there will show you whether or not they're riding off the chemistry or really trying to get a deeper connection, is how well they actually want to know you and align with you, or at least see if y'all align. It's the questions they ask about you, what they want to know about you.
great point. Great point.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So for me, there's a couple different signs that I look for. Um, Number one, if the conversation is more of intellect than sexual,
Mm,
you're tapping into my mind instead of trying to tap into my body. Um, That's a automatic green flag for me that you're trying to get more of a connection with me. Number two is the consistency. We're
Mm,
talking all the time. And it's not just the what you doing text. I hate those. I despise those because if you can what you doing me all day, you can take me out to on a date. You can take me out on a picnic. You can do something besides texting my phone. Okay. So the consistency, the constant checking in, the uh just seeing what you're doing just because text or the random calls throughout the day. Those are signs of you're trying to move forward with whatever we got going on. And and then you're vulnerable with me. You know, you're giving me the deeper part of yourself that nobody else has access to but me. And that's
mm,
letting me know that you find me a safe place, that you can open
mm,
yourself up to me and let me know what's going on. Like it's not um hard for you to have a conversation with me and let me know what's troubling you, or if it's something that I've done, is we can have a conversation. Those are steps of moving forward or into a relationship, a better connection, a deeper connection to me, especially that vulnerability. When a
mm.
man can be vulnerable with me, yes. Okay, yes. Okay. We're there. We're there. So those are my steps for sure.
Okay, period.
Bars. Do you think, brother?
So building these connections, they're going to be some. It depends on what's important to that person, whether that be their value system, whether that be what they do when they're going out and how they spend their time, whatever's important. And I think for me, I think I would put some emphasis on, like Nikki said, asking about who I am, asking about me, the history of who I am, what I went through, to become who I am, and be interested about where I'm going and be a part of it. Like,
Mm,
I might say, hey, I'm about to head over to this event. You want to come with me? And based on your response, I know you're trying to build a connection, and vice versa. You're asking me to go places. Hey, I want you to come with me here. I don't even have to be there, but you just want me to be there, type of thing. I know you're trying to build a connection, type of thing, and not that forced energy where you always want to be cleaned up on someone, but just like, hey, no, I want you to be here when I'm here,
mm.
Mm-hmm.
type of thing.
Yeah, I came dropping bars today, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm so glad y'all went before me. Um, so I know that a woman is serious about trying to build a connection with me when she asks questions like, who is this liking all your pictures? You feel what I'm saying? When she asks me questions like,
Oh my
why you not
god.
posting me all over your social media? You feel what I'm saying? Or you can talk to me
Oh
here, but
my
you
god.
can't call me babe in public. That right there is when I know that she's serious about me and wants to take things the extra mile. You know what I mean? That's me right there.
So
Oh,
that's a form of insecurity in my eyes, not connection.
Hey,
If she's got to ask those questions, you're not the girl. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not her.
hey,
You know,
Move
one
look at
on.
one of
her.
the things that we love about Double here on Modern Day Bay is his ability to fully understand and comprehend what is going on and continue to choose violence. Shout out to
Every
you
time.
every single time. Like,
You're
shout out
welcome. Thank
to
you.
the daddy issues that drove that last statement. All right. So, this is y'all did though. Y'all came in here dropping bars today. Do you want to give a quick one on which one you would have to if you had to choose chemistry over connection,
mm.
connection over chemistry? If you had to choose, you want to give a quick one?
I'm low key a little toxic too, and I definitely am picking chemistry. I think it's gonna outlast.
It's a spark. Like,
It's
like no,
that spark.
just
I
a
need
spark.
that spark, y'all.
Okay,
And
period.
I could play around with connection, and you could fool connection, and if you got some good strong connection, will get you far, and it can take you forever. It can take you through the whole life. Um, but hey, it ain't nothing like that spark. It ain't nothing like that chemistry,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
get that one jump start, that get you going forever. So I'm gonna take that chemistry.
Okay. What about you guys?
I'm gonna have to agree with Nikki. I like those instant butterflies in my stomach, like the nerve is in my yeah. I have to go with chemistry. It's something about that right at the moment. It's I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, but it's something crazy when
Mm.
you know. And I'm a Leo, so I'm gonna go after it. And, and yeah, that is very toxic, but I think it's something. It's human nature, and it's something that we can't live without. It makes us who we are. It molds us into the people that we are, the people that we're becoming, and it's weird, but it works.
Mm.
All right. The ladies have spoken. They went to chem. What about the fellas?
Mm.
You got it, dog.
All right. Let's keep the chemistry high. Of course, the sparks are in the air, but we're gonna connect and we never letting go. You feel what I'm saying? Once we interlock. Yeah,
Ciao.
connection.
And I'm a double up with double trouble over there with the connection as well. Chemistry is fun, but at this point in my life, I'm done with science fair projects. So we're
Oh.
Ooh,
gonna have to we're gonna have to get with the connection. We're gonna have to be locked in. Yeah.
look, when he said that
Oh.
grown
Very
stuff just then,
fair.
a lot of y'all was like, oh, we got chemistry, huh? Yeah, I seen y'all. I seen y'all. Don't do that. Yeah. See? Period. All right. Great, great stuff, panel. Thank y'all so much. I'm gonna let y'all the panel do your outros. Jay, you stay with me for just a moment more. But go ahead, panel. Go ahead and do your outros. Thank you as always for being here and dropping what you dropped. Y'all are the stuff. I love y'all.
Slow down. Big double, not the little one. I got a whole bunch of shows, a whole bunch of content. I will be back with everything real soon. You feel what I'm saying? Keep in mind that you do need both to make things successful. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, without the negatives and the positives, y'all know the math and all that, whatever. But ladies, if you wanna work on some chemistry while we connect, call me.
What's up, y'all? I don't teach chemistry. I teach history, right? And I am Tag's one and only historian. Check me out Mondays at 11 p.m. All right? That's Empowerment Through History. This has been real. This has been great. Y'all are amazing.
All right. Hi, Al.
Hey, jokes.
Hi, Jay. I appreciate y'all. Y'all in the comments. We're gonna stay connected, y'all. We got a lot of chemistry going on in here. Like I said, it's very, very important. It's jokes on you, but like they said before, done with these science fair projects, okay?
He said what he said. We love it. We love it. Y'all, the panel always hits hard. Y'all make sure y'all fave them. I love them for real. That's the team right there. That's the squad. All right, y'all. So let's get into Elle Said It. All right. This is the part of the show where I break down my final thoughts and key takeaways from tonight's conversation. So when it comes to chemistry versus connection, chemistry excites us and connection
Mhm.
grounds us. One makes our hearts race, the other makes our souls feel safe. Neither is inherently better. Both serve a purpose and both teach us something about ourselves and what we truly need in a partner. Some of us chase sparks because they feel thrilling, others seek connection because it feels steady. And the most empowered choice is understanding the difference and honoring what you actually want, both in the moment and for the long term. Tonight, we're reminded that attraction can be powerful, but it doesn't always equal compatibility, right? Connection can grow slowly, but it can also deepen into something lasting. And you have the wisdom to recognize which will nourish you, which will challenge you, and which will build the life and love you deserve. Chemistry is not a guarantee, and connection is not a compromise. They're simply parts of the dating journey. You get to decide what matters most to you, and you get to do it unapologetically. And that's on Elle Said It. Hello. This week's affirmation is I honor both excitement and alignment, trusting myself to recognize what truly serves me in love. And this affirmation will help you balance desire and discernment, as well as call in relationships that are both thrilling and nourishing because you deserve it. All right, y'all. As DJ Rich Beats makes his way back to the booth, I want to thank our co host this week, for being here tonight and sharing your insight and your opinion with us. It's J-Way. Please let the people know where they can find you and any final thoughts you have before you box down.
First and foremost, thank you, Elle, for having me tonight. This was great. This is a great topic. This is actually my first time actually really sitting through Modern Day. So I actually love the show. Yes, ma'am. I'm usually sleep around this time. Not even gonna lie to you because I do go to work early. But I definitely love the show. Definitely love the vibes of the show. And for those who don't know who I am, it's J-Way, your favorite inconsistent, consistent streamer. Okay, catch me where you can. I'm like the gingerbread man, okay? Tap in with me on IG. It be busy, all right? Busy. You want to be on a show? Tap in with me. I am admin for a lot of your favorite featured and non-featured shows on the app. So if you want to be on any of the shows, tap in with me there. You need a performer? I do sing. I am a singer. I do flyers. Tap in with me there. Thank you again, Elle, for having me. This was fun. Bye, guys.
See you, girl. Yes, we love it. We love it. Y'all make sure y'all fave up J-Way. Shout out to her for coming through. And shout out to her for coming through because one, she be getting up early, and two, she told me she wasn't feeling well. So shout out to her for coming through and putting on the way she did. We appreciate you, mamas. All right, y'all. Whoo, that is a wrap. Thank you for joining us tonight on Modern Day Babe. Shout out to the 0.9 on the board. All right. Shout out to my other half. I see you, other half. Thank you. Thank you. We are at 0.9, y'all. That 56 milli is loading. Let's go. But that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us tonight on Modern Day Babe. I want to give a special shout out to tonight's featured co-host. That would be It's J-Way. And thank you to this week's Boss Babe panelists. That'd be Big Double, Jokes on You, and Nikki 24/7. Thank you to the Modern Day Babe production team, Casper, Barry, King Lido, my DJ and music sponsor, Rich Beats, and our videographer and media sponsor, Tawag CEO. I will meet y'all right here next week as the Modern Day Babe stage will be blazing. But more about that next week. Until then, my name is ELLE The Druggg, and remember, luxury lives in you. All right, I love y'all. Good night.
That's the MDB and that's the queen of me. And if we all up in the queendom, it's about 11 p.m. Eastern time, where you find a whole lot of them dimes on the app. Spark the L and sit back, get different from 30 rap. Modern day is like that. Boss babe, paint where you at. Your boy needs some advice with a little bit of laughs. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Every Tuesday, I'll be waiting on
I
that
threw in
feature.
the no longer
Right, purple
sustainable
ribbon,
during the
kicking
show,
in the
Dangerous. I don't know if you
preacher.
caught
ELLE
that.
The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Daddy.
All right, you guys, tapped in on Twitch and YouTube, you guys, and TikTok. We are going to keep streaming for the after party here on Tagged. You're welcome to come and join us. Thank you so much for tapping in, and we will